On a cold, stormy night in a quiet suburban neighborhood, young Jenny had reluctantly agreed to babysit the McAllister children. It was a house she had visited countless times, but this night would be unlike any other. Mr. and Mrs. McAllister, overwhelmed with gratitude for Jenny's willingness to help, headed out for their rare date night. The children, Sarah and David, were tucked into their beds, and Jenny settled into the living room to watch TV. The soft glow of the television bathed the room in an eerie, flickering light. As the wind howled outside, Jenny couldn't help but feel a growing unease. She tried to shake off the feeling, attributing it to the storm, but her uneasiness deepened when she began to hear the faint sound of footsteps from upstairs. The children were supposed to be asleep. With trepidation, Jenny tiptoed up the creaking staircase, her heart pounding. She checked on Sarah and David, who were fast asleep in their rooms. Convinced that she was imagining things, she returned to the living room. Just as she began to relax, the footsteps returned, louder and more deliberate. This time, they were accompanied by a low, eerie whisper, too indistinct to make out. Jenny's breath caught in her throat as she realized that someone was in the house with her. Summoning her courage, she grabbed the phone and dialed 911. But before she could speak to the operator, the line went dead. Panicking, Jenny attempted to flee, but the front door refused to budge. It was as if the house itself had trapped her inside. The footsteps and whispers grew closer, and Jenny knew she had to confront whatever was tormenting her. Armed with a kitchen knife, she ascended the stairs once more. The whispering seemed to come from the children's room. When Jenny reached their door, she flung it open, only to find Sarah and David standing there, their eyes vacant, and their faces twisted into sinister smiles. They were chanting in a language she didn't understand. Terrified, Jenny stumbled back and fell, dropping the knife. The children advanced, their whispers growing louder, as if they were calling upon some dark force. The room seemed to darken, and the children's faces contorted into grotesque masks of malevolence. Jenny managed to crawl away and fled to the attic, locking the door behind her. Alone and desperate, she searched the attic for any means of escape. That's when she discovered an old, dusty mirror. In the reflection, Jenny saw something that sent a chill down her spine. The children were behind her, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light, and their mouths twisted into sinister grins. She turned to confront them, but there was no one there. As the storm raged on outside, Jenny realized the horrifying truth. The children she had been babysitting were no longer children. They were something else, something malevolent, and she was trapped in a nightmarish house with no way out. The house itself had become a portal to an unspeakable realm, and Jenny was just another victim of the babysitter's fright.